alaikum and welcome to Press Pause with Jouhayna. You can see we're in a slightly different setting today. It's because I ask my guests to choose a location that represents them the most. Most of the guests so far have been requesting to come to my home, and they're always welcome. But today I'm in the house of my guest, Dr. Laila Hareb AlMheiri. Welcome.
Thank you, and thank you for coming to my house.
Thank you for supporting me and doing season 1 with me. It means a lot, especially with you having the sniffles. If you look like
all the time, I support you all the time.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So before we get into the theme of the podcast, what I usually do with all my guests is I do a rapid fire round. Okay. So I'm going to mention different words, and you just tell me the first thing that pops into your head, but there's going to be done for just 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay, so ready? Go. Okay, color.
Oh, you're asking.
Oh, yeah, color.
Color, white.
Movie.
The Last Samurai. It's an old one.
Okay, I don't know it.
You must watch it.
Season.
Season?
Mm-hmm.
It depends where I am. And so if I'm in Nice, France,
yeah,
I would love the spring and autumn.
Okay.
And winter.
If
I'm in Dubai, winter for sure.
Yeah, Emirati winters are the best. Animal?
The chamois, French chamois.
What is that?
Look it up.
I will look it up. Yes.
And a dog.
And a dog. Yes, I agree with you. I love dogs. Destination, France.
Duh. Yes.
Day of the week.
I used to like the weekends.
Okay.
But now I work all the time and I don't have kids going to school.
Yeah.
So I don't have a specific favorite day.
No?
No.
Fair. Hobby?
I do a lot of hobbies. I sew, I do knitting, I write.
Yeah, I love knitting. I used to knit. I was like the odd teenager who did knitting for fun. So I actually did a lot of knitting when I was a teenager.
Yeah, when you are a teenager, it looked at, it's an old people.
Hobby. Exactly. It's so soothing. I love it.
I love it too. So calming. Yes.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we're done with the rapid fire round, just to kind of warm you up. Yeah, that's it. The 1 minute was done.
All right.
Okay, so the name of this podcast is called Press Pause.
Okay.
So if we were to quite literally press pause on present day, what would it look like for you?
At present day, do you want it the whole day?
Entirely up to you. Like when I ask you this question, whatever you want that's in your heart, you can describe it.
Well, I don't have like a typical day.
Okay.
So it depends because I am retired after all.
Yeah.
But I run 4 companies.
So you're retired.
So I retired. But I retired from the government.
Yeah.
But I dabble into many different fields. So I'm still in aviation. I do consultancy.
Yeah.
So a day can be working on a project for Bain & Co. or other companies.
Yeah.
It might be me being in the clinic because I'm a DHA licensed now.
Yeah.
I'm a holistic therapist, manual therapist. So it might be all day with the patients. Might be a day in, doing my writing.
Yeah.
I wrote 2 books so far.
Oh, mashallah.
Yeah. So it depends. Might be in Nice, might be hiking.
Yeah.
Might be with my children. And might be with my family. So it depends.
It does depend.
Yeah.
This is actually how I usually answer a question. So it's in the blood.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you introduce yourself like without any titles of retired, but working for jobs?
I mean, I have never been defined by my titles all my life.
Yeah.
I'm a mother at the end of the day. This is the most crucial role in my life.
Yeah.
I'm a mother. So I like to be called Abdelaziz. I think everybody calls me Abdelaziz.
Yeah.
Even my patients, they don't call me Dr. Laila, they call me Abdelaziz.
Yeah.
What defines me is the way, my relationships with my children, my relationships with people.
Yeah.
And how you give and take and how people are looking at you. And this is the definition of, of a person.
Yeah.
How people are looking at it, how people value and respect and feel that this person is giving them something in their life and adding value to their life. So my value to others, that is what defines me, not any title.
Is that how you got into being a holistic doctor? Is that part of the reason?
One of the reasons.
Okay.
One of the reasons. I have many reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in aviation for a decade.
Yeah.
And another decade before that, I was in transportation. Another decade before that, I was in electricity and water authority, in the IT specifically.
Yeah.
But after I retired from GCAA and from the UAE government, it is the time where you don't feel insecure financially. You are secured enough.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. And you raised your family, and my daughters are married, and I'm not worried about them. So I've settled.
Yeah, that's great. It's a blessing.
So that for sure it's a blessing. So that's the time where you look at yourself and you see, okay, now I'm still young, early 50s, I'm young. Right?
Yeah. You don't look early 50s, honestly, like mashallah.
So you look at it, okay, now what do I do with my life that I will feel, that I gave some value to someone, or I impacted someone positively, even if it is individual, one-to-one. Because when you work in the government, you are a public servant.
Yeah.
So you are helping and contributing in the growth of your country.
Yeah.
Even with being a regulator, for example, in aviation, you are setting up policies, strategies for aviation, things like that. You are trying to maintain safety, security of aviation, air navigation. You are trying to provide air navigation services. But you are not connected individually to the public. So you don't feel a direct impact. So this is something where I felt that I want to try. Maybe I will not continue doing it after 10 years.
10 years is the mark.
Or 5 years, maybe 5 years, I'm not sure, but I really wanted to see, and I like to challenge myself. So everybody is telling me, at this age, how can you go and you can go in the medical field? This is a very complicated. It's the same thing that I heard a lot when I was about to enter aviation. How do you go to aviation? How do you get the knowledge very quickly? How are you going to gain the respect of 35 years of experience, pilots, engineers, etc.? Especially if you are in a position of strategy. If you are in a position of leading and you are not coming from that field. It can be in different fields. You can do it. You can move CEOs or leadership in different fields. But I think in aviation, it's a very particular field where you really need to work hard to get the respect and the credibility within the industry, because it's a global industry.
I completely agree.
So I like a challenge. So and that's another reason. So I said, okay, I will go into the medical field, and I will not go as a management, because after all, I manage, I lead, and that's a normal skill of mine. So I wanted to learn, the aspects of the medical field. So I went, I studied. Okay, and I studied the manual therapy, and I studied holistic therapy, and I got different certifications, hormonal balance certification, manual therapy certification. Went to get Dubai Health Authority license. It's like with the kids, I was taking my license, and everybody's like, why do you need to do this? You don't need the money. Why you need to work, and
why are you working so hard?
Why you are working so hard, and especially working with your hand on people's body. It is very a physical job. It was a challenge, and I loved it. I loved when I work on a patient. And then the patient, oh my God, I feel so great. I'm so happy. I could immediately see the effect of my labor.
Exactly. Instead of like being part of the change, but not witnessing it firsthand.
Yes, absolutely. So you go on the ground, and you see your impact with the public, and that was one of the reasons, and so many other reasons. One of the reasons is sleep apnea, for example, apnea issue. And I had a very close relative who passed away from complications of undiagnosed sleep apnea.
Oh, no.
So that is something that I was really affected by. It troubles me that we don't have the right diagnostic. There are diagnostic, but it is not out there, reachable. The patients cannot reach it. It's not very common among first liners, GPs, general practitioners, and other medical professionals. So it's not something that you can get immediately. When you go to, if you have a fatigue, for example, and you go for an internal medicine, he or she will not immediately tell you, let's see if you have sleep apnea, if you are deprived from oxygen. Because most of metabolic diseases comes from the deprivation of oxygen to the organs.
Okay.
Therefore, if you are snoring and you lack oxygen during the night, most probably you are going to get those metabolic diseases. Blood pressure, diabetic, type 2, cardiac issues. And if it is undiagnosed for a very long time, it causes death. So it's a fatal disease.
And the indicator would be if you found out that you're snoring? Is that the first sign?
One of the signs are snoring. Okay. And there are different signs. So you wake up, you are still fatigued. You don't feel that you took
enough rest
during your sleep. And there are so many, there is standard questionnaires for sleep apnea. So you can go online and you can check if you have sleep apnea by yourself. You go and fill some forms, fill a questionnaire, and you see if you have sleep apnea or you are, you might have sleep apnea. So you can go to the professionals.
Fair. You know what? I'm going to ask you for a link. And if there's anybody who feels like you might have some of these symptoms, then you can just go and do the quiz yourself and then reach out to Dr. Laila.
Yes.
Done.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And there are many. I'm still in cybersecurity. I cannot leave my IT background.
Yeah.
So I'm still doing cybersecurity as well.
And this is consulting? Or do you have a business
what we do is we do cybersecurity awareness.
Okay.
So my whole group vision is enhancing human capabilities. Okay. When I talk about consultancy, I talk about how do we bring change to people and organizations.
Okay.
When I do cybersecurity, how to enhance the level of culture awareness of cybersecurity within an organization.
Yeah.
And medically, how to enhance the performance of your body. And also we do fatigue management and sensitive jobs like
I need all
air
of
traffic control.
Give me all the tips.
So we also assess the cycles, the sleep cycles, and we enhance the performance and the efficiency of those with sensitive jobs.
Okay.
So it's all, my whole group, 4 companies, is about enhancing human capabilities. And that's my vision.
Are they all called Alive?
Yes, it's a live group.
Okay.
So there is Alive Academy, Alive Consultancy, Alive Cyber, and Alive Medical.
MashaAllah. Oh, what's going to be the 5th one?
Nothing.
Done.
I'll retire again.
Yeah, you'll retire again.
Yeah, that's my future plans if you are going to ask me that question.
Yeah, for sure. That's usually how we wrap up. So you obviously have gone through so many different backgrounds.
Yes.
How did you switch? Were you headhunted? Or did you just decide, khalas, 10-year mark, I'm going to look for something else?
It's not a 10-year mark. It became a 10-year thing.
Okay, organic.
But it's not a 10-year mark. I think, or it was a 10-year mark actually, but it wasn't planned. Okay. So after I worked like 10, 11 years in Dubai Electricity and Water Authority in the IT, RTA, I heard that they are going to establish Roads and Transport Authority. Okay. And being in DIWA for 11 years, doing the same thing, although I was really working on myself, like self-development. I did the strategy for the IT myself.
Yeah.
I was part of DIWA strategy, for example. I took a lot of courses. I really worked on myself, even without them sending me. I did work to enhance my career. And knowledge is is very important, you know, that sometimes we take it for granted. We go for our job and we think that we know everything, you know, and you always need to continue learning. You know, knowledge
Couldn't agree more.
Knowledge is the first anti-aging factor.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to stay young, you want to look young.
Yeah, learn.
You have to continue learning and continue working.
Yeah.
So work and knowledge is the two anti-aging factors.
Done. We know your secret now.
After I heard that there's a road and transport authority is gonna be established,
Okay.
I went and I asked to be transferred.
Okay. So that you took that initiative.
Yeah. So yes, I led the initiative, and it was very difficult because you know when you hear about something, it's not only you hear about it, but so many people want some change.
Yeah.
And so many people wants to have those opportunities. So what I did, actually, I just went to the chairman of RTA,
Yeah.
Matar Al-Tayer, and I asked for a meeting with him. And I sat in front of him. I told him, this is my CV, this is my profile, and this is what I'm going to do and what I'm going to add value to RTA.
Yeah.
And he was impressed with my forwardness.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm
my
here.
Initiative, yeah, I'm here, yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do it. You know, a lot of people just wait for the opportunity. It doesn't come. You have to either create your opportunity or you go and grab it yourself.
Yeah.
So I was hired, and in a couple of months I was head of strategy.
MashaAllah.
And
Knock
then
on
I
the
was
door.
headhunted for GCAA.
Okay. All right.
So when we launched the metro, I left RTA. It was a very overwhelming journey with RTA because we were establishing something new. I was learning a lot of things at the same time.
Yeah.
I had a baby.
Oh my!
You know, nobody knew that I had a 40 days baby when I started my career in RTA.
Wait, so you mentioned the metro. Are you responsible for the metro? Was it your idea, part of your strategy?
No. The metro was a project before the RTA.
Okay. All right.
So we did the whole strategy, which is bringing the whole transportation modes into one holistic framework, one model that is connecting with each other. And we did the roads strategy with the transport, of course, planners. We created the structure of RTA. The whole point from RTA is to create a new model of governance. So they are having the regulator and then the agencies. And that was the first time that you have such model in Dubai.
Yeah.
So it was the pilot project for Dubai government as a concept of governance. So we did that. We did the organization structures. We did the governance framework. We did the board framework. We did the whole policies, procedures. We did everything from scratch. We built something from down to up, until we launched the metro. I was part of the committee of the metro. Actually, I left 1 month before launching the metro.
Okay.
I was tired.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
I remember when the metro was launched, I think I was like in the 9th grade. And I remember
making me feel so old.
And I remember thinking, I'm like, now I can always go out with my friends. I just have to reach the metro stop, the first one. That was always my...
Yes.
So that was my goal.
Which stop was that?
I don't know, the first one from Ajman. Like I had to figure out a car ride from...
Rashdiya.
Yes. So that would be the first one.
Yeah.
And then, okay, like which mall are we going to go to and hang out? that was my story with the metro.
Oh, that's cool. It's nice to hear.
Yeah, because you were up there. So this is what we felt down here.
You see, that's the connection I was seeking.
Well, you got it.
Yes,
how many years later now?
It's enough.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, that's really interesting. And then with GCA,
GCA, I was headhunted because they have sent a team to benchmark with RTA.
Oh, okay.
So they were impressed with the governance model, with the strategy, with all of that.
Yeah.
And their consultant knew that I resigned from RTA, so he gave me a call, and I said, it's okay. It's another learning curve,
Yeah.
So I said okay, and we met with the Director General GCAA and his deputy, and we had an agreement, and I joined GCAA.
And you mentioned that when you decided to leave RTA, that you stopped because you were tired. So
I was tired because I was a single mom of 3.
okay, that's intense.
And my kid, because I used to get calls from the chairman at 12 and 1 o'clock. Then he's calling me and I have to do a lot of work midnight.
Oh, that's a lot.
I spent many years like that. Every leader has his weaknesses and strength.
Yeah.
And the chairman of RTA, one of his strengths is goals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is achieving goals and not really putting, you know, you have to come and do a thumb thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so like that the attendance
or whatever. Yeah. So I never did any attendance in the Roads and Transport Authority.
Fair.
And I never did in GCAA until a lot of things changed.
Yeah.
So that is something that he started just giving, the responsibilities and the accountability falls on achieving the goals and not just punching card and being there on in the office.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very cowardly leadership, to just rely on time and rely on attendance, because you don't want to rely on actual,
results.
Actual results, and because either you are, you don't have that kind of courage to sit in front of of your employees and hold them accountable for the results, or you are too lazy to set up proper, smart goals for your staff to reach. So I think that is something great about chairman of RTA. Also, he's very tough. I can say that, huh?
You can say
he's extremely tough.
Yeah.
But he's very loyal to his employees. Maybe they don't feel it because he is very tough person. But after I left, I really tried to compare a lot of I met a lot of leaders, but he was very tough. But if you have the skin for that, thick skin for him.
Thick skin,
then it will be a great career. So I joined the GCAA, and I started learning about aviation. I took an executive MBA in aviation management.
Okay.
Because I had to do the academic to, unfortunately, they have to see your certificates. I'm talking about the industry. To have some faith in you and to see your credibility within the. But it was very useful. My master, I learned a lot, and then after that, I started teaching the same master in Emirates University. Yeah, it was.
Wait, in Emirates Aviation?
Emirates Aviation.
Oh, that's where I went. So
I don't do it now.
Okay, all right. I was like, why didn't I see you? I'm like constantly overlapping.
No, I did the global issues of aviation. I taught that course.
Okay.
Did you take that one?
No.
Okay. It's part of, did you do the master or the bachelor?
I did the bachelor's and then I applied for the master's and then I decided to do this podcast instead. Pay 100,000 for a degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for you. This is the future.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's actually the story behind the podcast. I was like, do I spend the money on a podcast or one for the degree? And then I decided, I was like, I'm going to do the degree later. So
yeah, and you don't need a degree, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I think knowledge is everywhere right now. And you can seek knowledge, not necessarily academically.
Yeah.
Okay? But you can be, or you have to be very disciplined.
Yeah.
To be relying on yourself and gaining the knowledge yourself, you have to discipline yourself.
Yeah.
So reading is different than memorizing, different than testing your skills in it.
Yeah.
So that is something you don't do, and we don't usually do when we try to gain knowledge out there. We don't test our knowledge in something that we recently learned.
Yeah, how much we've retained.
How much we retain. So that's why I like to learn something and then I work in that field to see
if it and it's stuck.
Absolutely.
Wow,
Absolutely.
Interesting. And then because what I remember from some previous conversations, and it's been a while since we had that.
Yeah.
Were you responsible for Sheikh Zayed Center?
No.
Was there some part you played in it? to build it?
Yes. When I joined GCAA, it was under construction.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. So it was a project. And one of my responsibilities was portfolio management, project management.
Oh, okay.
So it is one of the projects that we managed at the time. And actually the first event, because marketing and events were also one of my responsibilities, part of my portfolio. So that was that was the first or the second event I did in GCAA.
Okay.
So the first one I did a gathering to see the dynamics of and the DNA of the organization. People think that I'm just doing it because I want to show off myself in the beginning, which usually, a lot of misconceptions are there, and we need to accept it. We had a lot of misconceptions, especially in GCAA. I had unfortunately, a lot of misconceptions about myself.
Ouch.
I don't know if you heard about me. So you came, I left, so it's different. So it depends on your role. So I use that event to understand, because I'm going to set up a performance management system, to set up the strategy and to change the organization structure. And that is one of my objectives when I joined GCAA. So I did the event immediately, and we did it, I remember, in the Palm.
Oh, okay.
And I could see the dynamics. And it wasn't good dynamics, because I thought, people are not talking to each other. And, a lot of people are looking at each other for the first time. And I realized that this has to change.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. I still work there, so I have no comment.
No comment. No, you have to be unbiased.
Yeah, eyes.
I can't say anything now.
Oh, yeah. It's like, I can't wait to reach where you are. And literally in that sense of I've done it, I can speak now.
But again, every work environment has its strength, has its weakness.
Exactly.
So GCAA was not different. It had its strength and had its weaknesses. And that's why we did the overall transformation project.
Yeah. I mean, I came after that. So I started in Sheikh Zayed Center, and I studied there.
Yes.
And then the way the studying program went was they sent us to the UK as well to study, which honestly is the best part. I have a British mother now, which is great. Nice. And then I'm still working in Sheikh Zayed Center. So after the shoot, I'm running, have a night shift overtime.
Oh, la la.
Yeah, so
we need to check your sleep cycle.
I have my Aura ring here. It's crying.
Wow.
Yeah, legit. So yeah, but I have been tracking my sleep actually. So yeah, and also, we spoke a really long time ago about what's the future and everything. And you looked at me and you're like, Jouhayna, that's emotional intelligence, and I can see you in the media. So this actually, you were part of the catalyst of me deciding to execute the podcast, because you mentioned it to me, and then it sunk into the back of my mind, and then it just marinated, and then I was like,
put a seed there.
You planted a seed.
I planted a seed.
And then
which I usually do.
Yeah, really. It's like, khalas, you're a gardener. Yeah. There's next thing.
You are a mother. Sometimes you plant seeds in your kids' brains because they don't like to do as they told.
Oh, yeah.
So we just plant seeds here and there. And
I mean, for me as a child, I was always like mommy's girl. So if you told me, I would come to you and you tell me exactly what I have to do, and I'll do it. Till this day, I was never rebellious. Didn't have that.
Abdulaziz.
No, I didn't have that in me at all. My other two sisters, different story. But I was like, my mom till now, she calls me the golden child. Yeah.
That's
so sweet. So for me, I'm like,
she is lucky with you.
Yeah. See, mom?
Yes. You are a very lucky mother.
So yeah, alhamdulillah. And so how did you, because I know you love France. I know you love Nice specifically. Yes. Where did this love come from? Did you go on holiday and you just realized that?
No, it wasn't a holiday. Actually, I hated France.
There.
But as a lot of people, if you don't know the language and you are going to Paris, for example, Paris is a huge city. There's a lot of issues with Paris. So this is what I knew from France, Paris. After I retired, I was looking for a place where I go and, I chill and and good weather, good food, healthy food, let's say.
Yeah.
You know. So I looked around and I said, okay, let's try south of France.
Okay.
So I went there to see if I could live there. And I loved it. I fell in love with it.
There we go.
I learned the language. I bought a house.
MashaAllah.
And we have a clinic now there. And, but I will never live there forever. I'll have my grandkids here. And I have to see my family. And they need their nana.
Yeah.
How do they say it?
Yeah.
Yaddo,
yeah. Yeah, even my grandma, she's a grandma part-time, so she does 6 months here, 6 months in the States.
Yes.
And she chooses the best weather on both sides.
You see?
You go away for summer.
Right?
Yeah, you can do that. Approved, and it works really well.
Yes.
Because while you're gone, we really miss you. Like,
you see?
Yeah. Makes the heart definitely grow fonder.
So when you are here, you have quality time.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, I do have my medical center. I don't think I can be, staying for long. But there is a clinic now over there.
Yeah.
So I'll be working in between. Okay. But I'll be working like 1 day a week. And that's something that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
That's, I keep writing, doing what I like. I have some commitments, events over there, and I joined the community over there. And there are a lot of things that we can do from there to other countries more than here. So you can play a big role over here, and you can play a role also over there.
Yeah.
So that's it, really. That's why I love south of France.
Oh, mashallah, I love it.
You have the beach, you have the snow, you have Italy, you have Spain, you can take a car and go everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. A few hours, 4 to 6 hours, you are in the whole Europe. So so you have many choices. That's why I fell in love with it.
That's great.
And I love my apartment, by the way. It's lovely.
Yeah, I can imagine. Because every time even to book the shoot, I'm like, when you told me that you're going to stay here for Ramadan, I'm like, I have to take advantage of you not flying off.
I am flying after Eid.
Yeah, exactly. That's why when you're like, oh, after Eid, I'm leaving. I'm like, I know. You didn't even, before you told me, I knew you were leaving. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to take advantage of Ramadan for this shoot. And you also mentioned books. Did you always want to write, or is it something that came to you?
The first book is 20 years of writing.
Oh, wow. Is it your autobiography?
Yes.
Is it out?
No.
Okay. I
have
love
to change a lot. There's a lot of candid stuff in it.
Okay.
And
I'm sure
I have to tweak it to publish it.
Okay. So you can't be as honest, Yani.
It's not, I mean, when you talk about corporate life in UAE government for 30 years,
oh, yeah.
You'll have to be careful sometimes, because some situations, it's about your perception. It might not be reality.
Yeah, I understand.
So I have to be honest with myself, and I have to be fair as well.
Yeah.
So something I wrote out of anger, out of, so I have to leave it for a while until all these negative emotions, leave this body and brain, and then I address it again, and I will see, maybe I will acknowledge my mistakes, or I'm still, angry or something.
Yeah.
So to write a biography with fresh memories is a very biased biography, especially if you are talking about organizations or individuals or certain personalities. You'll have to be very careful.
Yeah.
Because if it is out there, it's out there.
Yeah.
You can't take it back.
Yeah, exactly.
And in our society, I still, and our community, I still have the public servant role, even if I'm retired.
Yeah.
I cannot write something that will harm
of course.
An organization or an individual, even though that was the truth and that is how I felt. I have to be a little bit, realistic about how I write it, what to write, what kind of details I can write about, and what is something that will add value. It's not only complaining or undermining something or undermining a project or an organization.
Yeah.
So that is something that's why I was very careful. I wanted to publish it, they refused to publish it. Not refused, but they had a lot of comments about it. I was very angry that why they don't want. I'm very honest. Sometimes when you are young and you're like, no, we have to be honest. This is who we are. And, we are not apologetic and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But when you grow older and you get wiser, okay, you understand that every word has an impact.
Yes.
And you need to be responsible with your words. That's why it's been a 20 years project.
Yeah.
The other book is about holistic living.
Okay.
Okay, and that is something that I will publish it soon.
Okay, inshallah.
Yeah. And sometimes I did a puzzle, for example, a book for elderly people because I see a lot of dementia.
Oh, yeah.
And you have a lot of activities in English, but in Arabic you don't find anything.
Okay.
So I spent a couple of months doing a lot of activity books about and talking about our Emirati, Saudi, Yemeni culture and the wars, and even the wars, the lahja, the words, the dialect, Emirati dialect. Yeah. So the puzzles uses Emirati dialect or Saudi dialect or things like that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So sometimes this is one of the days I feel like doing something, for my patients. And this is the third one. And that's why it's not published yet. But the holistic living is being published soon.
Okay, inshallah. Can't wait.
Inshallah.
And for writing your autobiography, do you feel like it was healing to do that? To just reflect on it? Oh, was it traumatic?
No, traumatic. Yeah. Because it's people say, and if you go to a psychologist, he will tell you, you have to write your thoughts.
Yeah, journaling.
It's a healing. Journaling is healing. It's not. It's not. I disagree with that approach.
Yeah.
Because what you have is a reminder of every negative. Because when you are happy, you don't go and write.
No.
Okay?
Yeah, I agree.
The only moments you are like, you feel that you want to write something and you feel all these emotions is when you have negative emotions. And this is when you want to write.
Yeah.
When you are happy, you don't think about writing. You want to have fun and you don't
enjoy it.
You want to enjoy it. You want to be in the moment.
Yeah.
And when you want to write about that beautiful moment or that happy moment, we don't remember it.
Yeah.
We don't remember the details because we were so happy.
True.
Okay? But in the sad moments, you remember every single bit of that moment.
Yeah, that's so true.
And you write it in a very vivid way. So when you write it, you are reliving it again. When you are editing it, you are reliving it again.
Yeah.
Yeah? And when you write it in a way, you are visualizing it, and it gets more, it gets stuck in your brain.
Yeah.
If you write it, remember when they told you when you are young to memorize something, you have to write it.
Yeah.
So if you are writing your bad memories, you are enforcing it inside your memory.
Sticking it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I do not agree with therapists when they say, no, if you have bad things, you have to write it. No, if you write it, you are really not going to forget it very easily.
Solidify it.
Yes, absolutely. So that is something that, I struggled with writing the book because I wanted to have it balanced between my good moments and bad moments, between my good experiences and bad experiences. You have both. And it should be balanced because life is beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay? And you cannot just rely on your negative emotions because those are the ones you remember most.
Yeah.
People remember trauma. People doesn't remember the good moments because you don't remember. When you say, what do you remember in your childhood? You can't have one happy moment, but you remember more.
All the bad ones.
All the bad ones.
Yeah, story of my life.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you are.
So since you're a holistic doctor, you mentioned that writing doesn't help. What do you recommend would help for when you're going through a bad time? Like
you can talk about it a little bit. Of course, you can't keep something inside.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not saying just get on with it and forget it because it stays, it manifests in your body. And I could see a lot of patients, it really manifests in their body. And when there are some trauma trigger points in the body.
Okay.
So when someone comes to me for some kind of disease, I would feel that there is trauma, and the trauma is, overused these days. Yeah, a term is overused in social media, with therapists, with coaches, with whatever. Oh, everybody has trauma in their life.
Yeah.
It's really overused. But trauma is something very unique. It doesn't happen to anybody. But now they're using it even if you got sad, if your mother was fighting with you, you're traumatized.
I'm traumatized,
if you're you're traumatized. If you see something, oh, I'm traumatized.
Yeah.
So it is really a term that is overused and creates a lot of issues. Because if you overuse trauma, again, you are manifesting bad memories in your brain. So I could see some traumas in my patients, and there are trigger points in the body where you hold and you push and you talk about what bad memories they are, keeping and manifesting inside their body. You start seeing them crying, and
they're released.
They release it. I forgot your question, actually.
Oh, my
Where
question
are we going with this?
this is exactly how I function as well. But yeah, the question was
your question.
I'm like, wait, rewind. So you said that journaling doesn't. You feel journaling isn't a good outlet.
My personal opinion.
So what would you recommend as an outlet?
As an outlet.
Yeah.
As an outlet, talking about it to a friend.
Yeah.
Okay, not necessarily a therapist. Of course, I'm not undermining the therapist roles or psychologist roles.
Yeah.
But you keep them for a very severe stage of your life. Real connections in your life is the number one therapy, is the number one defense.
Completely.
We lack real connections right now. That's why we suffer from all these mental issues. Although we have more people, although we have a lot of channels for connection, but we have more lonely people, we have more people.
Isolation.
Isolated people. And true connections are becoming very hard to find.
Yeah, I agree.
Are becoming a rare thing, like, a rare pearl. You find it's like a pink pearl. You find it. You don't find a lot of good connections, a real connection that will last forever. Somebody to talk to and not use that information.
Yeah.
Somebody you trust blindly.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yes. So unfortunately, this is something that you need to build in your life. It's very hard. I understand.
It is, yeah.
But this is number one. First step is to have real connections, to be social. We are a social species.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, we are not isolated species. So we need people. Okay, I could see that, I don't feel good, so I'll stay home and I will close my door and I will try to process my feelings. Real connections, this is the first thing you need to do. Be social. Don't have superficial relationships.
Yeah.
We waste our time in superficial relationships.
Yeah.
All our times are, if we are trying to find friends, and then we will accept to have those superficial friendships because we think that it will take us further.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, you need to choose your friends right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first thing. Then you have to have a routine in your life. Okay, people without routine has a lot of mental issues and depressions and so on. So if you need routine in your life, you need to have something that you are good at and you work. If you don't have a job, you can do a hobby or you can do something.
Yeah.
And this something, it has to go out to the world. Okay? As human beings, we love to have gratitude. Okay? We love to have a reward. Okay? We work around reward and punishment.
Yeah.
And that is our religion foundation. Reward and punishment is built within the governance, within the government states. There is jails and there are rewards. So this is how human being is made. We like to be credited for things, and we have fears of being punished, or not an actual punishment, but having negative emotions
Yeah.
related to a certain action. Okay, so it has to. You have to have again something that will make you fulfilled, will give you that sense of achievement. Okay, if you don't have that kind of thing, you are not going to fulfill your basic needs.
Yeah.
So our basic needs is security, is shelter,
Yeah.
as a human being, is food, okay, is drinking, food, okay, and other natural desires,
Yeah.
which comes from marriages, which comes from these physical relationships. And then we need, rewards,
Yeah.
okay? Sometimes you don't find rewards within your work, within something that you create. So you go and get reward from food, you go reward from alcohol, from drugs. So we want that kind of reward.
Yeah.
We want that kind of dopamine and serotonin, and all those good hormones that comes from a reward. So a reward not necessarily having something that you take within your body. A reward something can be like thank you, or this is great, or some kind of appreciation.
Yeah.
And acknowledgement and appreciation. That is what individuals need. So if you don't do something that will reach or will take you to that stage of acknowledgement and appreciation, you are going to go into a circle of depression. That's why I tell you, anti-aging is work and knowledge.
Knowledge, yeah. My mom always said, she's like,
keep learning.
Yeah, she would always say that knowledge is something that nobody can take away from you, and to just keep building on that.
Yeah,
It
gives you that sense of achievement as well.
Yeah.
And you could feel when you have so much knowledge, you can take better decisions.
Yeah.
Okay, even in a social setting, you can contribute better. So your confidence in yourself is much better. So when your confidence in yourself is better, you are much happier. So if you lack confidence, if you put someone without any knowledge in a setting where philosophies people are, and you don't know anything about that topic, would you be happy to sit with that social in that social setting?
No,
not at all. And if you are sitting there, you are unhappy.
Yeah.
Right? So if you contribute, your contribution brings you happiness.
Very true. I would probably just leave and get karak anyway if I was sat in that group. And I feel like you touched on this answer. So if we were to press fast forward and like go into the future of what you want, retire again.
Absolutely, retire again. No, but not, it's a semi-retirement thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I found out that me as a person, I put my whole soul into helping my patients.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of energy from me. I enjoyed it to a certain extent until I find a lot of negativity. And through manual therapy, using your hands as a healing tool, you absorb a lot of negative energy.
Yeah.
So sometimes it takes a lot from your soul, and even physically, it drains you.
Yeah.
So sometimes I come to the house and I'm totally drained.
Yeah.
I cannot go to the gym. I cannot do anything. I just want to sit and do nothing.
Yeah, recalibrate.
Yes, or go and do my ice bath or something.
I love ice baths.
Yes, amazing.
So good. Do you do that?
That's again for depression. If somebody has negative feelings, if you really want something other than depression pills, go into an ice bath.
I do. I love ice baths.
Yes.
I got into it because my personal trainer was like, we were training really hard, and she was like, I'll treat you to a day of relaxation. I was like, yeah, that's amazing. And then we show up to this longevity sports, and it's ice baths and sauna. I'm like, you putting me in ice is supposed to be relaxing? What's wrong with you?
No, it's actually, it's not relaxing. It's energetic.
Yeah, I realized that afterwards. I slept so good. After.
And you sleep so well. You don't have a lot of inflammation in your body, so you don't feel the pains in your muscles. And it's antidote for depression.
I didn't know that.
Absolutely. It brings a lot of oxygen into your brain, and especially the frontal area where you have all these, emotions, triggers, and it really changes your way. If you felt so bad, so hopeless, you go into ice bath and you feel that, oh no, I can contribute more, I can do another day, even with the most hopeless case.
Oh, wow. Good to know.
Yes, you've done it, so you know how it
No. I know how good I feel after, and like
the problem with the ice bath is getting into it.
Yes, I agree. With
That's a
everything in
challenge.
life.
That is a huge challenge, even for me. For me, it's a challenge. But I just close my eyes and I jump, because my body, after a minute, it will. So it's that I dread that first minute. It's really a very difficult one.
Yeah.
But it's all worth it.
I completely agree.
All worth it.
Yeah, like the place I go to, they have 10 degrees, 8 degrees, 5 degrees. And now that I can manage 5, I'm like, I'm a rock star. I feel so hardcore. So yeah. Okay, well, we're going to wrap up this part of the podcast, and then we'll go into the second part of it.
Okay.
So I just wanted to thank you again for sharing your story and the way you've been able to adapt and consistently keep growing and retiring.
That is it.
Yes.
Change my colors.
Yeah, you're like what are they called? Chameleons.
Chameleon.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They're beautiful. So
yes.
I think chameleons are beautiful. So yes. So thank you so much.
I do, and my son do.
Yeah. Oh, done.
Yes, he loves it.
I love it. Yeah, we had a lizard growing up that somebody abandoned in my mom's place.
Oh,
so
really?
My favorite thing was to go and hunt for beetles to feed it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know. I was that child.
You have a lot of things to talk with Abdulaziz.
Yeah. Yes. I love it.
Indeed.
But yeah, so thank you so much for sharing your story, sharing your microbiography, and you've always inspired me. From like the day I saw you on stage, I was like, I have to go speak to her.
Oh.
So thank you.
It's my pleasure. It's really my pleasure. I'm honored to have you too.